Welcome, history enthusiasts and curious minds alike. Ever pondered who Cleopatra was and what led to her tragic end? Our journey begins in the heart of ancient Egypt, where the Mediterranean Sea brushes against the golden sands of Alexandria, the seat of Cleopatra's power. Cleopatra, the name itself echoes through the annals of history, synonymous with beauty, power, and tragedy. This captivating figure, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt, remains an enigma, her life shrouded in myths and legends. But beyond the allure and the mystery lies a story of a woman who dared to rule in a world dominated by men. Born in the year 69 before the Common Era, Cleopatra's seventh Philopator was thrust into the corridors of power at the tender age of 18. Yet she was no ordinary teenager. Blessed with intelligence, charm, and a deep understanding of politics, she quickly cemented her place as a potent force in the ancient world. But power, as we know, often comes at a cost. Cleopatra's reign was marked by alliances, betrayals, and wars that would ultimately define her legacy. Her relationships with two of the most powerful men of her time, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, not only shaped her rule but also the course of history itself. As we delve into Cleopatra's life, we'll explore her rise to power, her strategic alliances, and the crucial battles that marked her reign. We'll dig into her romantic saga with Mark Antony, a tale of love and betrayal set against the backdrop of political intrigue. And ultimately, we'll journey into the heart of her tragic downfall, the fall of Alexandria, and Cleopatra's desperate last stand. Born in 69 BCE, Cleopatra's seventh Philopator ascended to the throne of Egypt at just 18 years old. A dominant force in the ancient world, her story is one of power, intrigue, and a catastrophic downfall. So buckle up, for we are about to unravel the enigma that is Cleopatra and delve deep into the sands of time. Cleopatra's rise to power was anything but ordinary. Born into the Ptolemaic dynasty, she ascended to the throne of Egypt at the tender age of 18. But don't let her youth fool you. Cleopatra was far from an inexperienced ruler. She was a woman of exceptional intelligence, political astuteness, and charm, attributes that would serve her well in the turbulent times ahead. From the onset, Cleopatra's reign was marked by political intrigue and power struggles, both within her kingdom and beyond its borders. Yet she navigated these treacherous waters with remarkable skill. One of her earliest and most significant political maneuvers was forming an alliance with Julius Caesar, the then dominant figure in Roman politics. This alliance was not just about politics. Cleopatra and Caesar developed a personal relationship that resulted in a son, Caesarion. This union did more than just strengthen her position in Egypt. It positioned Cleopatra as a key player on the world stage, a woman who could sway the decisions of the most powerful man in Rome. But Cleopatra's alliances didn't stop with Caesar. After his assassination, she formed another strategic relationship, this time with Mark Antony, a powerful Roman general and politician. Together, they formed a formidable political partnership, further cementing Cleopatra's influence and power. However, these alliances were not without their complications. Cleopatra and Antony's relationship in particular would become one of the most talked about and controversial romances in history. Their love affair, steeped in passion and politics, would have far-reaching consequences not just for them but for the entire ancient world. Her alliances weren't just political, they were personal, and they would lead to some of the most dramatic episodes in her life. But, as we will see, these alliances would also set the stage for conflict, betrayal, and tragedy. As Cleopatra's power grew, so too did the number of her enemies, and these enemies would stop at nothing to bring about her downfall. The stage was set for a dramatic clash of power, love, and ambition, a clash that would usher in the end of an era. In the midst of political turmoil, a legendary love story unfolded. Picture a world where power, politics, and passion collide, where the allure of a queen captures the heart of a mighty Roman general. This is the world of Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Cleopatra, with her captivating charm and intelligence, had already won over Julius Caesar. But it was Mark Antony, a man of equal charisma and power, who truly ignited her heart. Antony, for his part, was enchanted by Cleopatra's wit, beauty, and the allure of the exotic East. Together, they formed not just a romantic alliance but a political one as well, a union that threatened to tip the balance of power in the ancient world. Their love story, however, was not one of quiet moments and peaceful days. Instead, it was set against a backdrop of political intrigue, warfare, and betrayal. As the Queen of Egypt and a Roman general, their love was a dance on the knife's edge, a delicate balance between personal passion and political duty. Theirs was a love that sparked controversy, a love that defied conventions, a love that dared to challenge the might of Rome. Yet it was also a love steeped in betrayal. Cleopatra and Antony were betrayed by their own allies, their love used as a weapon against them. Their relationship, once a symbol of their combined strength, became a vulnerability, exploited by their enemies and leading to their ultimate downfall. Yet, through it all, their love endured. Even as their world crumbled around them, even as they faced the might of Rome, their love remained steadfast. It was a testament to their bond, a testament to the power of love in the face of adversity. But love, as they say, is a double-edged sword. It can empower, and it can also lead to one's downfall. The love story of Cleopatra and Mark Antony is a poignant reminder of this truth, a tale of passion, power, and the peril of love in a world of political intrigue. The might of Rome was closing in, and the stage was set for a desperate final stand. The year was 30 BCE, and the legendary city of Alexandria was under siege. Octavian's forces, relentless and unforgiving, were closing in, marking the beginning of the end for the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt. Cleopatra, the Queen of the Nile, had navigated the treacherous waters of political alliances, only to find herself cornered. Her lover and ally, Mark Antony, had fallen at the Battle of Actium, leaving her to face the wrath of Rome alone. The once vibrant city of Alexandria, a beacon of knowledge and culture, was now a battlefield, and its queen was preparing for her final stand. With the Roman legions at the city gates, the situation looked dire. The city's once formidable defenses were crumbling under the sustained assault. Cleopatra's once loyal subjects were now losing faith, their morale sinking as the city's walls. Yet, in the face of such adversity, Cleopatra refused to surrender. She rallied her people, inspiring them to resist the Roman onslaught with a fervor that echoed her own indomitable spirit. But as the siege wore on, the reality of the situation became clear. The might of Rome was too great, the city's defenses too weakened. The echoes of battle cries and clashing swords were slowly replaced by a haunting silence, broken only by the relentless march of the Roman legions. Octavian, ever the strategist, knew the city's fall was imminent. He patiently waited, knowing that the Queen of the Nile would soon be left with no choice but to surrender. But Cleopatra was not one to be cornered so easily. She was a queen, a goddess to her people, and she would not go down without a fight. Cleopatra's world was crumbling around her, and a fateful decision lay ahead. Would she surrender to the might of Rome, or would she choose a different path? As the sun set on the once glorious city of Alexandria, Cleopatra was left to ponder her fate, her destiny, and the legacy she would leave behind. Faced with the might of Rome and the betrayal of her allies, Cleopatra was cornered. With the fall of Alexandria, her once glorious kingdom was now in the hands of her enemies. The Ptolemaic era, which had ruled Egypt for nearly 3 centuries, was on the brink of collapse. Cleopatra, the last active ruler of this dynasty, found herself in an impossible situation. The walls of her once impenetrable palace were closing in, yet in these dire circumstances her spirit remained unbroken. Cleopatra was a woman of extraordinary intelligence, charm, and political acumen. She had ruled a kingdom, charmed the mightiest leaders of the ancient world, and had even borne the children of Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. But now she was alone, backed into a corner with no way out. Her alliances had crumbled, her kingdom was lost, and her lover, Mark Antony, was no more. Was she afraid? Did she despair? We can only speculate. But what we do know is that Cleopatra, faced with the prospect of being paraded through Rome in golden chains, chose to make a stand. In her final moments, she remained every bit the queen she had always been, refusing to be a trophy in her enemy's triumph. In a last act of defiance, Cleopatra made a decision. A decision born out of desperation, perhaps, but also one that was quintessentially Cleopatra, dramatic, bold, and utterly unforgettable. It was a decision that would forever seal her legacy as one of the most enigmatic figures in history. But what was this decision that sealed Cleopatra's legacy forever? How did the last queen of Egypt choose to meet her end? The answer to these questions lies in the heart of ancient history, shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Stay tuned for the next chapter as we reveal the tragic fate of Egypt's last queen.